You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Roll with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin, that's Mello, and as you can see, we're back at it, man. We got a big-time guest with us tonight. 5-star, number 1, defensive lineman, plays the offensive line too. 2028 prospect Kellen Hall out of Louisville, Kentucky. Kellen, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good, man. We're blessed to be back at it. Like we said, Kellen, we've interviewed a lot of big-time recruits. We love it. We love hearing stories of success. We like starting at the beginning, building this relationship, getting this first interview out of the way, and hopefully this leads to more in the future. But appreciate you joining us tonight, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Mello, how you doing, dude?
Man, I'm good. Had a great day at work. You know, it was cool. Now I'm here doing what I love to do. This is a passion of mine, talking to these recruits, getting to know them, allowing Buckeye Nation to get to know them. As you know, the Con 3s and the 247s like to speak for kids, and they like to take their quotes out of context and present it in a certain way just to generate clicks. But it's best to hear from the kids themselves and their prospects themselves. And, you know, we love Ohio State football. So anything Ohio State, we want to know about it.
Yeah, no doubt. Ohio State showing interest here. A long way to go in your your process here. But chat, we appreciate you guys for joining us. You already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Share this feed on your X, your Instagram, wherever else you can to help us get some more people in here tonight. But we appreciate you guys for joining us. Super chats are open. If you got any questions for the night, put them in there. Let's get this ball rolling, Kellen. So, man, you're a big-time football player now. Your team just won the state title last year. You as a freshman, that's pretty wild. You also play basketball, so you're in the thick of it now. You're a top 10 recruit in the nation already in the 2028 class. You're the number 1 rated defensive lineman on, I forget what site it is. I don't pay attention to ratings anyway. I watched your film. You're an absolute dog, but this started somewhere. Either you got some family members that played some football or something happened. So tell us, man, how did you get into football?
Well, I actually got into it because of my dad. My dad played middle linebacker at the University of Memphis. So I learned from him. He taught me all the stories, all the cool things, all the brotherhoods he built, all the bonds he created playing football. And I said, why not? Why not be me? Why not keep the generation going?
And at what age were you when you first started?
I was in 2nd grade, so
Dang.
I was young. I was usually at first I was a wrestler. I won. I was like 2nd in the nation in wrestling before I got to where I am now in Louisville. I was in Arkansas before. I didn't play football until I moved here. And my dad, he's been my coach ever since 2nd grade.
Dang, man, that's cool. That's cool. We I knew. When you showed up to the Texas game and Ohio State was interested, I did a lot of research, watched a lot of film on you, man. So you can tell that you got a good coach. Whatever you got going on, keep doing it. You got a pretty good coach, man. So your dad played football as well. So when you started playing football, you play offensive line, defensive line now. What positions did you play like younger? I'm sure you're probably all over the field with as athletic as you are, but walk us down that path of your positions throughout football.
Well, I've always been on the O-line because I was always overweight. So in Louisville, if you're overweight, you can't run the ball. So I always had a big old X on my helmet saying I can't run it. So I've always had my hand in the dirt. But on defense, I was middle linebacker just like my pops. So I was flying around, making all the plays. I was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else. So I was knocking little kids out left and right.
love it, man.
Is
That's
that
awesome.
what you enjoyed the most about football, is being able to take out that aggression and just the physicality of the sport? Or what would you say draws you to football the most outside of
I,
your dad?
I like the chess match of it. Definitely being a lineman. There's always things that got to happen pre-snap. You got to look at the formation, who all's coming your way. Then also what the tendencies of the lineman you are. That's why film's so important, in my opinion. You got to know who you're going against. You can't go into a test and not already been studying. So that's why film is so important. And also, I like just one move. One day I might hit a kid with the bull and pull. Then I may go with a speed rush. And just watching him trying to stop me is so fun because you can't do it. So playing that little chess match with him is definitely the funnest part to me.
Yeah, man. I saw your, obviously you got interviewed after the Texas game by multiple people, and they wrote your quotes down and published them. And I was reading some of your quotes, and I was like, dang, dude, this kid's a sophomore. And because the way you were answering, you were diving into like the scheme of what Matt Patricia just did in the defense, and I'm like, golly, dude, this dude was watching those things while he was watching this game. So that's super impressive. But so we know you're in the football a lot as a kid, right? What are some things that you enjoy doing, man? Were you outside fishing, hunting, camping? Were you inside gaming? What's some things that you enjoy to do?
I definitely like doing music. So I have a guitar in my room. I have a drum set in my room. So I'm a big music guy. I like listening to beats and stuff like that. So that's one thing I like to do outside my spare time. Then another thing I've gotten into is reading and journaling. Nowadays, the world's so hectic, especially with the good recognition I'm getting now. I got to keep my head strong. So I just writing down my thoughts and reading, keeping a clear mind and keeping my vocabulary up. Then also playing video games. I like sitting down with the guys, hopping on a little game of 2K or playing some college football 26 and then beating them in it because I'm a big competitor. So I don't lose it regardless of what we play.
So in terms of that, what kind of guitar are you playing? Acoustic, electric? Like what kind of guitar you have?
A little electric guitar.
Oh man, you're
Okay.
living it up. You're doing it big. And
Yes,
what's
sir.
your favorite book or genre to read?
I used to like comic books. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
But now I like autobiography and like motivational books. One
Okay.
book I just read that Ohio State was actually reading was
Chop
Wood,
Wood,
Carry
Carry
Water. I read that whole book
Yeah.
through and through, and there was a lot of motivational quotes and all that. So those are the type of books I like to read.
So what did you think of that book? I never read it, by the way.
I loved it. It's definitely a testament to what's for you is for you. So you can't go by anybody else's path or what else do you do. What is done for you is meant for you. You gotta have a good mindset too. You can't just go into things thinking they already have it made for you. And also you gotta work every day and really chop wood and carry water. Keep doing create good habits and you'll get to your end goal eventually.
And are you?
Yeah,
my last
it's
question,
about
Dev. My bad.
it's about the journey, not the goal. That's something I heard the Ohio State players say a lot. But Mello, go ahead. What is it?
This is my last question. So are you good at 2K?
Oh yes, that's my game. I'm
Man,
real
you
good at
after the show,
2K.
you gotta give me and Dev your handle because we're nice with it. We like to punish the youngins because you guys got more free time and you guys be thinking that you're good.
Hey, set it up. Set it up. I got all the builds you can think of. I got bigs,
man.
shooting guards, point guards, all that.
It's all good, man.
Yo.
I'm going old school. It ain't that old school, but it's old school probably for you. But I'm getting Carmelo Anthony. I'm about to cook you up, obviously by the name. You know
Yo,
who my guy
hey,
is.
Devin, I'm out of this one. I'm not a gamer.
Have
I
you
might
played?
play some zombies every once in a while, Call of Duty. I do have all the new NCAA games. I bought the PS whatever. It's like a 5 or 4. I don't know what
PS5.
it is. But I bought it just for the new NCAA game, and I've played it maybe like 3 or 4 times. And I just bought the new one, and I haven't even played it. So I'm not a big-time gamer. But listen, you're going to get this question 900 times throughout your recruitment. This is just what it is, man. You're a big-time football player. People want to know what's your size, man, height and weight. What you rocking with right now?
Right now, I'm standing around 6'5", 260.
Okay,
Heck
that's a
yeah, I
sophomore
like
in
that.
high school. All right, that's not too bad. Not too bad. All right, man. So long time to go in your recruitment. I know that things are going to change. Teams are going to change. Where they are on your list is going to change, all that. But right now, when we stand, I think I counted them up. You got like 25, 26 offers that show online. I'm sure you probably have more than that, but we're talking Alabama, Tennessee, that team up north. I don't really consider them like an actual team, but whatever, man. Ohio State, all those guys. So tell us, man, how's that feel right now? being recruited, and what are some teams right now that are currently recruiting you the hardest?
Some teams right now are definitely Oklahoma, Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame's up there. Schools of that such, and also I think it's a testament to my hard work. This summer I got in the lab, I gained over 30 pounds straight muscle, as you
Yeah.
guys can see. So I went from 230 to 260. So I was in the lab working late nights, trying to get my broad jump up, trying to get my speed up, get my 40 up. So it was a lot of long nights, early mornings. So it was a testament to my hard work and seeing all that pay off in dividends. Now setting my family up and myself up for a great career.
Amen. I love that, man. It's dude, this day and age, with as many people as popular as college football is, even skills aren't going to get you there, right? Genetics aren't going to get you there anymore. You have also got to be the hardest working dude in the room. Like Jeremiah Smith, he could probably not work that hard and go out and be a pretty decent receiver, but if you want to be the best, you've got to absolutely work nonstop. But speaking along the offer line, super early, I've always been curious to ask a kid this super early in his recruitment, but what are you looking for out of teams right now? It's not like you're about to make a decision, so you're not down to like the final points, but what is it that you're focusing on right now when you talk to or when you go visit schools? What's your focus?
First off, academics. Academics is a huge goal of mine. I try to keep my GPA up. I got a 4.0, so definitely try to keep it at that. And I want to have a life after football too. So that's why I think school is very important. I want to see how school is going to set me up for also life after football, because football can only last so long. You can't play football your whole life, but you got to have a job, you got to have money to sustain yourself after football. Then also, I want to have a family-like environment, because I know all the schools that I look at and are of a high caliber. There's some good schools in my state, but they're all also pretty far away. So I want to know wherever I go, I need to feel like I'm right there in my backyard. Then third, a good fan base. If I do go far away, I want to have that crowd right there, regardless of who we play. If we play the best team or the worst team in the nation, I need that packed out 100,000 plus, and I need to know people are going to be there supporting us and cheering us on every day.
Yeah. Yep. That's good stuff, man. Mello, what you got?
So I just find it incredibly impressive, because I don't think people know how hard it is to put 30 pounds on over an off season or over a summer. The discipline it requires, the sleep it requires. They just think you go in there and you just lift and you can eat whatever you want and you're just going to gain the weight. Yes, you'll gain the weight, but it won't be good weight. But to dial in that nutrition factor and the sleep and making sure you're hydrated and still going out and training, probably like you train probably immense amount on your craft, especially you're playing defensive end, defensive tackle, and offensive tackle. So that's a lot of skill sets that you have to master if you want to run it back, right? Just doing the same thing that Ohio State is doing. So can you just speak to the type of discipline that you have intrinsically, and did your dad or your mom help instill that into you?
Oh yes, I definitely did get it from my parents. My dad, he tries to give me the best because he didn't have the best situation nor than my mom. So they try to prepare me for life and give me everything that I need. And also my trainer, his name is Chris Vaughn out here in Louisville. He has a lot of guys in the league, and he's well known. So he put me on that turf regimen and he trained me like I'm a college guy. Because you get to play at the highest level, you got to prepare and train at the highest level. So I had to eat a lot of vegetables, which kids don't like. Eat a lot of steak, rice, chicken, all that to prepare my body for the true change. And there was a lot of discipline. Can't have sweets and all that junk food that slows you down. And also, like you said, sleep. Huge testament. I got starting to get 8 hours of sleep, and I can see my body different. And also recovery. Recovery is huge. Kids get injured every day because they're not stretching enough, not recovering hard enough. And I feel like that's a huge thing you got to do to keep playing at the highest level, because the seasons are getting longer and longer, especially with this 12-team playoffs and playoffs in high school. You're playing 15, 16 games a year, and you're trying to stay healthy as you can. You can't do that if you don't recover and eat right, because you're only as good as what you put into your body. So if you put in junk food, you're going to get out a junk food mentality. But if you put in good, lean meat, vegetables, all that stuff, you're going to get a great play out of yourself.
Yeah. There's a pattern, man. We have interviewed so many players that are on Ohio State's roster, so many players that are in their class currently. And man, we have noticed this pattern that Ohio State only goes after kids like yourself, super focused, super disciplined. And also, this isn't a disrespectful comment. This is actually the opposite of that. You don't sound like a sophomore in high school, man. You sound like a grown man when you're talking about your mindset and whatnot. So shout out to your trainer, your parents, how they raise you, all that stuff, man. Like, it just sounds like you're set up for success in life. But to dive in more specifically to the Ohio State side of things, if we can here, when did Ohio State first reach out to you, and who was it?
I don't know who reached out, but I know it was after one of my seasons. I put out my offer list out there. Then I had a couple of the player personnel reached out and stuff like that, and they told me I needed to come down. They tried to get me to a game last year, but I already had that schedule planned out. So they told me just come down to camp, which I did, and it led me to this point here.
Yeah. So,
how was the camp? Like, what was the camp experience like being at Ohio State? Can you just take us through it a little bit?
Yes, sir. So before the camp, they asked me to come there so I can tour the facilities. Also, I got to meet Coach Day there as well. So I got to tour the facilities. I got to see how they treat their players and like how they, their food regimen, their deals and stuff like that. And I learned a lot about the school, that they're literally just more than football. They expect more than just football. They have a grade GPA of 3.5, and that's hard to sustain. And also being national champions, that means you're on the road a lot. You're playing a tough schedule. So that's one thing I learned while also being out there. Then they have a lot of stuff outside of football, which really excites me and my family. They give me a true sense of hope that they care more about me as a person than an actual football player, which I want to go to the NFL, but I also want to have a great life outside of football, which I know they're going to set me up for.
Yeah. This is something I normally talk to a recruit before we come on live, and I ask them, but I'm going to throw it out there because Ohio State, the team, the coaches, they're obviously heavy in their faith, right? They did the baptisms on campus. They do Bible studies all the time. That's another pattern with these recruits. They seem to be drawn towards that. Is that something that interests you as well? Do you want to be a part of something like that? Or are you focused on other areas right now in the recruitment?
Yes, sir, I do, because without God, I wouldn't be here right now. He's done everything. He's changed my life, and definitely being a freshman in high school, I've seen my faith grow, and I know without God, I wouldn't be anywhere. So I definitely want to keep him right there next to me, because as soon as I got all this good stuff, got these good ideas from other people, it can be taken right away. So without him, I would be nothing. So I want to keep that foundation up as well.
Dang, man, it took me 34 years to have that kind of mentality you got right there. But, God's given me absolutely everything that I have. I would not be here without him either, man. And since I've been putting Jesus first in my life, dude, the blessings I've received are just immaculate, man. I can't even express it in words. His ways are beyond our ways, brother. But, man, I want to ask you, this is kind of me wrapping up here. I don't have much more after this, but go into as much detail as you possibly can with this next question as well, because I really want to know how Ohio State treats recruits like yourself, what they do when they bring you into a game like Texas. So walk us through when you arrived, what happened before, during, and after the game, any details you want to share with us.
So before, they always check in, make sure that I'm coming. They want to know I'm here, and then they'll send out a schedule. So they'll send out where I'm parking, where I need to come in at, and who also is going to host me throughout the day. So that's one big step. Then after that, you walk into their Future Buckeyes Lounge, which is so dope. It's probably the first time I've seen a true own recruiting lounge just by itself on its own. And it's right there next to the stadium, so get you a true feel. Then you walk in there, you have all your guests around with you, and you get your lanyards. Then you walk into this big, beautiful building, and you get in there. You sit down. There's a host that met me there at the before at my table. Fun fact: he's from Louisville as well. He went to Covington Catholic, actually down there in Lexington, so he knows a lot about Kentucky. So I feel like they had a little something they did a little extra to get a nice connection going. Then also, they had great food. I'm a big guy, so I love to eat. They had some real good food. Then after that, they let us go down there to the players, see everybody warm up. I saw a lot of NFL guys, a lot of guys that got drafted, like Terry McLaurin, Jack Sawyer, one of the edges that got drafted to the Colts. I saw him there. Then I saw Lee Corso. He took his last vote, his last game day, his true first love, the Buckeyes. So That was a great way to send it off. Then throughout the game, just watching how Caleb Downs warms up, how Jeremiah Smith warms up, seeing how those guys attack the game was definitely something I took away. And watching all those guys get ready, because you really can't see on film on TV how much goes in before the game. You just see the ball kick off and you see 3.5 hours of straight football, but there's so much work that goes into before all the warm ups, the drills, everything doing it's fast motion at high speed. And you see them do it so perfectly. Then you watch the game that at halftime they get you some more food, which I needed. They give you more food, and also throughout the game they check up on you. They give you water and stuff like that. Then after they let you go into the game day locker room, you get to meet, you get to talk to some of the players, you get to congratulate them and stuff like that. Then after that, you go back in and they take you back on a bus. Actually, you have to get there from a bus. So you go back on the bus and they send you on your way. But then actually, I came back the next day to keep talking to Coach Johnson.
Yeah.
And so I went back up there Saturday morning and we sat down, had a good talk. And he said he's going to be coming up to Louisville real soon.
Nice, man. Mello, real fast before you ask your final thing, I wanted to mention this. This is a funny series of events, Kellen. I got a call from Duke Pettijohn, Riley Pettijohn's, dad, and they do something called Pop's Pod on our channel where, Devin Sanchez's dad and Duke come on here and they interview other parents and recruits sometimes about the recruiting process. He's on the phone and he's like, hey, I think I might have a guest coming on Pop's Pod. Keelan Hall's dad might be joining us for a Pop's Pod episode one time. And I'm like, this was just yesterday. I said, well, that's wild because Keelan's coming on our show tomorrow. We're going to interview him. So shout out to your dad, man. Hopefully he joins us for an episode of Pop's Pod, talk some football sometime, but we'll see where that goes. But Mello, what you got, man?
So what was your experience of the game day atmosphere, and what did you think about the defense that Matt Patricia put out there? I know he talked about the quotes. I didn't actually get a chance to read the quotes, so I like to hear it directly from you. And I know sometimes they'll just take quotes and just throw it randomly so you don't get the whole context of what you're trying to say. So can you speak to the game day experience, and what did you think about the defense, seeing how you like a chess match, right? So I feel like it's more like a chess match between Coach Sark and Matt P, our defense versus their offense, SEC versus Big Ten, our culture versus theirs. Can you speak to that?
Yes, sir. Definitely the fans, electric. That's all I got to say. That horseshoe was packed from start to finish. They were in there hours before the game, hyping them up. And also they caused three false starts because it was so loud you can't hear that the clap just wasn't loud enough. So they caused 3 false starts on their own. And every play, they were on their feet. They got Ohio State had a lot of fourth down stops, especially at the goal line was at the 1. They got to stop there, and the place just erupted. You would have thought we just had a 60-yard touchdown. So I was definitely cool to see. Then also they were real loving. They were always they asked about myself. They weren't, and they told me a lot of great things about the program and why I should come here. So that was definitely a first. They really wondered about my family and stuff like that. They asked questions and they were real complimentary. Then also Coach Matt, he's won Super Bowls before, so he knows what he's doing. So it was definitely nice to see, and it was just really great to see that Archie didn't know what to do with the ball. They played a really special defense that can only be ran by some specific guys in certain teams, which Ohio State has the caliber of guys to do it with. Sonny.
We lost him for a second. I'm sure he'll be back.
Oh, there you are. You back, man?
All right, we're back. My bad.
Yeah.
So we lost
heard you say Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny and Caleb Downs, all those guys back there, they got a chance to do it. So they were different stunts. They ran different four different type of fronts, and I couldn't even tell sitting there, but they did it. Then they also changed up the defense. Arch couldn't decide if it was man or zone.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing why he struggled all day, because Coach Matt was making him think, and
he's probably getting phone calls.
It's hard to think as a quarterback when you don't know if it's man or zone, because you throw the ball like he did. He threw some picks because he thought it was zone, and he thought he could loft it out there in the soft spot, but it turned out it was man. So having him confused all day. Then also that D-line stepped up when they needed to. They really did. They got great push, and Texas, they're some big boys. They really are. And seeing them get pushed, lock out, get good depth, and it was just a great game by Matt.
Yeah, I was always curious, man, because when you, obviously, as a high school recruit, one of your goals, right, if you really love football, is to play in the NFL. And it's like, all right, when I'm choosing my college, I need to pick the college that's going to get me the most ready for the NFL. Well, I was always curious, like a player like yourself, thoughts on Matt Patricia, because that's an NFL defense that these guys are running, right? You heard all the national media talking about the disguises, the coffee house stunt that Reese ran. Like those things aren't normally ran in the college football setting. So what Matt Patricia is bringing there is an NFL, like defense. So I appreciate you sharing the thoughts there. One question from the chat, and we'll let you out of here, man. They want to know what your thoughts were of the city of Columbus.
It's just great. It's real good. Everything. There's great food around there. I ate at a place called, I think it was called Toro or something like that. It was a nice little fancy restaurant. It was real good. And also the community. It's a real community down there in Columbus. You really think, when you think of Ohio, think of Cleveland. But now, since I've been down there so much, when I think of Ohio, I think of Columbus because how great the people are, great environment. It's just a real beautiful place by itself. The trees are beautiful, especially during the fall, like it was. It was nice weather and all that. So I love it.
Yeah.
How far is Louisville from Columbus, if you don't mind me asking?
3 hours from where I am, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So it's not bad at all.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all, man. Well, Kellen, we appreciate you coming on here, sharing everything that you did. Like I said, we love hearing the story. All these Buckeye fans, there's 300 people in the chat right now. They're going to be following your career. Is there somewhere, Twitter, Instagram, can you let us know where some of these guys can follow you and keep up with your college career?
On both Instagram and X, you can type in Kellen Hall or Big Dog Hall. You'll find me both there as well on both sites.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Well, hopefully we're going to be reaching out again, and who knows how long, 6 months, years, something like that. Get you back on here, get an update from you, see where you're at in your process and all those things. But appreciate you coming on, Mello. Any final words here?
Hopefully we'll see your dad on Pop's Pod this week or next week, whenever it is. I think it would be good for him to be there with two parents who have freshmen on the team currently, Duke Pettyjohn, who is Riley Pettyjohn's dad, and Devin Sanchez's dad, Daniel. It'll be awesome. Hopefully they can make that connection and just cook up something for everybody out here.
Yes, sir. And also, Riley's dad, Riley's mom, and my dad, they actually worked together. They used to work together before she went to work at Ohio State. So we know their family pretty well.
Oh, that's
so we
awesome.
definitely had conversation to go on that show. So it'll be coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
Love it, man. It's a small world, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yes, sir. Small world. So
yeah, it is. Hey, Kellen, been an absolutely joy. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We're going to be following your high school career, watching all your tape, watching your games, keeping up with you. God bless you, brother, and I wish you the best, man.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
Yeah, OH.
Hi-yo.
Yeah.
Take care. I almost didn't slip that in there at the end, but got him.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. It's wild. I don't know what it is because I can't go back in time and remember what my generation was like at sophomores, but I didn't go to school with a bunch of kids that remind me of Kellen, right? That are that focused and driven and take things so serious. I just didn't. Maybe it's because I only graduated with like 200 people. That's probably why. But I don't know. I just feel like it's different now. These kids are so focused. You almost can't call them kids anymore. When you got a 15-year-old doing what he's doing, like that's stuff that men do. That's stuff adults do. Watch what you eat, train every day, get focused like that. It's kind of wild. And that pattern continues, Mello. Every one of these recruits, that culture aspect of Ohio State, they are very, very specific with who they go after. And it sounds like, we got another family. Knows the Pettyjohns. Dad has been the coach. Daniel was to Devin. Duke was to Riley. It's just like there's these patterns here where Ohio State's not just looking at these recruits, these football players. I feel like they're looking at the families too, man. I really, really do.
Oh, yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like they look at the families, and that is a big factor in that. So,
and Day has come out and said this much in press conferences. Like, it's one thing to have the skill set, but you have to fit the culture. They said as soon as they identify that you have the talent to play at Ohio State, they dive into who you are as a person and who your family is. to make sure you fit the culture. Otherwise, it doesn't matter because they're not going to upset the culture for anyone. And yeah, it's just full circle in terms of the connections that are always in these little circles. But I guess elite talent hangs with another other elite talent, and then the kids are more advanced. I think they have better guidance. It just shows you that college football is a business now, and they're treating it as such, right? They're more professional early, especially if you get ranked as the number one D-lineman in the country in your class. I hope you have guidance around you that is going to have you taking it serious, and people that are going to push you in the right direction for the right reasons, not for their own, what they can get out of you and use you, right? So it seems like he has that, and being surrounded by his family. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah. We've gotten the opportunity, the blessing to get to know some of these Ohio State families, the Sanchez's, the Pettijohns, the Satonales, Aaron Thomas and his family. Like, I've got to know them a little bit, some more than others, but they're all just good people, like really good people. Like, you can genuinely tell, hey, they actually care, right? They care about not just their kid, but these other kids too. They care that the things that they value in life are becoming rare, right? Families are valuing what these families value less and less as the generations go on, right? It's not money and fame. It's not on the top of their list. It's these things down here. What kind of man, right, is my son going to become if he goes to this program? Like, those are the things that I feel like these families are making this decision. Hey, I want to send my kid somewhere where when he leaves, not only is he going to have a chance to go to the NFL in the best possible way, but he's going to be an awesome man in the community, to his future family, his future kids, to his current family, all that stuff. So I love it. That's just what I don't get. And in today's day and age with NIL and the transfer portal, if your morals and your goals aren't that, it's and firmly that, it's real easy to get distracted with the amount of money that's being thrown around. It's real easy to wake up and money be the number one factor in your life. And you will face the consequences of that. There's no way around it. I've done it in my own life. I've made money number one in my life before, and I know where it got me, and it wasn't anywhere good. So again, I just love what the Buckeyes are doing, man. So we'll see. Keelan Hall, heck of a football player. Go watch his film. Obviously a long way to go. We got several 2027 recruits lined up to get on here. Still working on Caden Dixon-White, Chris Henry Jr. coming on here.
Perfect segue, because I was going to address that. Someone brought up Con 3, and you know how they keep trying to say Chris Henry Jr. is going to flip.
I got to say this real fast too, because some people wanted to talk smack because I said I was going to interview Caden and Chris Henry Jr. after the game. And I got a few messages from some people, and, I just have respect for the kids. Okay. So I'm sorry that I said I was going to interview him after the game. I did not. To my loyal listeners, I apologize for that. I'm working on getting them on, but what I will not do is bug high school kids to death about coming on this show. I want them to be in high school. I want them to train. I just want them, if they don't want to come on, or if they're too busy, that's fine. I'm working on getting them on though. But what is Con 3 doing now? Because
they're not doing anything. It's just what I saw Chris Henry do. So for all the naysayers saying Chris Henry's going to flip, why would he go back to Winthrop High School and get them all Adidas cleats for free and pay for them, and come back in and get mobbed by all his ex-teammates and his brothers where he originated? People don't realize he had to go to Mater Day to grow as a player. He had to get better. There was also some other factors going on that I will not entertain or interject in, but it was the best thing for his career and to reach his maximum and maximize his potential. But it does not mean he's not an Ohio kid. His brother is about to is a 5-star basketball player taking an OV to Ohio State. His sister's on the women's basketball team at Ohio State. They are Buckeyes. It's pumping through their veins.
Yeah. The other thing you got to look at, like this Blaine Bradford thing, right? Mm-hmm. So Blaine Bradford's dad, Stacy Bradford, is doing all these interviews. He's the one doing all these interviews. Blaine Bradford, I haven't seen him do an interview since he committed to the Buckeyes. But he's answering the questions that these reporters are asking him. And as somebody that asks questions to recruits all the time, I can force the interview to go a certain direction if I want. Okay. So keep that in mind when you're reading Blaine Bradford's dad's comments to these questions. It's like, we don't know the context of the interview, but we know who it comes from. It's coming from Con3 and all those people that want to push the flip narrative. And if they're trying to push the flip narrative, then they're going to ask questions nonstop that support the flip narrative. They're not going to ask questions that support him not flipping. They're only going to ask him questions, right, regarding, hey, is he going to flip? Is he, all those things. Similar thing happened with Ohio State's defensive line this year. Everybody wanted to ask Ryan Day negative questions about the defensive line. They wanted to open up, Ryan, I know we're worried about the depth at defensive tackle. How do you feel there? When you open up a question like that, it's very easy to make the answer look like they're backing up what you thought in the first place. If you say, hey, Ryan Day, what's your thought on the defensive line this year? And let him, do the speaking there. Dude, it's real easy to push these interviews and, these kids and even coaches sometimes in a certain direction, depending on how the interview was done and the questions being asked. So I wouldn't get too worried and caught up with anything that comes out of Con3 whatsoever. If you can't see what they got going on over there in regards to Ohio State in particular, then I don't think I can help you. If you're one of those that wants to comment on this show afterwards and say that, I just have my fan glasses on or whatever, I promise you I don't. Like, take a step back and go look at Con3's page and their YouTube shows. When they bring up Ohio State, look at the light they bring them up in versus other teams. Like, I can't tell you how many times they interview other players, and the interview is basically to support how locked in they are to that team. But when they interview Ohio State players, it's all about, hey, how locked in are you? What other teams, Chris Henry Jr., for example, they asked, what other teams are in contact with you? Chris Henry answered that question, and they turned that into Chris Henry Jr. is still entertaining them. No, he answered your question. How many teams are still trying to contact you, and who are they? Well, Texas and Oregon won't leave me alone, was his answer. They turned that into, oh, he's still entertaining Texas and Oregon. Like, it's wild, man. It's wild. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. This Joey Velasquez stuff with these scum fans, boy, they are digging themselves in such a deep hole with, what the nation looks at them like. It's disgusting. I don't even want to talk about it, dude. I'm not going to do a show on it. I'm going to bring it up right now because it is seriously disgusting what they are doing to people like Joey Velasquez and his family. It's disgusting. The type of human being you have to be to do that to somebody that you don't even know, a young kid, even if it is true, the stuff that they are doing is disgusting. Like, it's just like, bro, like you guys are a different breed. You're in a different, not all of them. I'm sorry to say this, but I know a couple that are not like that at all. I know it's a bad time to say that, but it's just the truth. Some of them are like real, genuine, good people. They just happen to root for the wrong team. But most of them that I see on the internet anyway, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting to me, and I can't stand it. Mello,
my thing with this, I don't want to talk too much about it, but if it's not true, and you start to get people like from the media and from the beat of the team up north, coaches or players or ex-coaches or people that got kicked out of their board saying his name directly, I beg that he sues the hell out of them. That's my only thing, because that's the only way they're going to learn. You can't do things in a street manner anymore and take it out in the street and fight them. So I hope he sues them. And one of the guys I think is a billionaire, so sue him for everything he has that you possibly can get.
Yeah,
all their money. So that's what I hope to see from this. If it's not true and they're slandering him. Outside of that, I'm going to focus on our back-to-back national championship run that we're about to go on.
Yeah, real fast. Put it in context here. Their fans are complaining that somebody illegally stole information that they illegally acquired in the first place. Okay, so it's just like, bro,
Yeah.
they're talking about secretly recorded, and that's illegal. It's not in that state. You can be secretly recorded in the state of scum, and it's
Yep.
not illegal. So the things that they're saying, they're just really, but you're right, Mello. Focus on the fact we just won a national title. We just beat the number one team. Coaches poll came out. We number one. AP poll came out. We number one. I don't care about that, but I like it, right? And I'm not sure how much I like being number one, to be honest with you. Like, I don't really care. I'd almost rather be number 2, number 3, number 4. Shoot, put us at number 10 and disrespect us so these players can use that, because Ohio State, I know the team last year was real good at that. They loved that. Disrespect them all you want. Take your shirts off on the field before the game. See what happens to you. You know, talk about putting a red dot on us before the game and see what happens to you, Mr. Red Dot. Didn't look very good. And this Arch Manning stuff, if you dig into Arch, the type of player he is, there's a few times he pointed his finger and laughed at Will Smith Jr. when he missed a tackle and stuff. So he's got that cocky nature too.
Who did?
So he can Arch Manning. Will Smith Jr. went to tackle him out of bounds and missed, and go watch the game and watch him point. You could tell he's clowning on him for doing it. So it's like, hey, man, you know, the national media did a lot of this, but you did some too. You ran your mouth a little bit. You did it as well.
He did run his mouth.
Yeah, it ain't just this now. And now everybody's like, I even did it. I even fell victim to, well, the national media is just making Arch to be, it's a little bit both ways. He did the same thing, man. But go back and watch Arch's high school film, bro. Just do that for a second. But Mello,
I'll be honest with you. I don't know where he played high school ball at, but I think my 60-year-old uncle could go and be a 5-star in that state. I'm just being honest. He played with some middle schoolers or something, because that's some of the worst high school football I've ever seen in my life. I'm just being straight up honest. I always thought that, even way before podcasting and any of this. I've always thought that he played terrible competition.
Well, dude, I mean, some of the clips I'm seeing, I think they're like AI generated, because they don't look real, but they are real. They're actual highlight clips. And you look in the background, and there's like this big defensive tackle running at him at about 3.5 miles an hour, looking like he's having trouble just running. And it's just like, bro, this can't be a real highlight clip. And it is. So
he's bigger than the old lineman.
I should have never done this, man. I do not like, I want Arch to succeed in life, but hey, man.
He will. He's going to be very successful.
Yeah, he's going to be all right.
He's going to go to the NFL.
The dude could stop playing football right now, and he's going to be just fine in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Mello, any final thoughts or anything?
Nope. Thank you guys for coming out, showing support. As always, we appreciate you guys. We love doing these interviews and bringing it straight to you.
Yeah, for sure. Stay tuned for more of that. Tomorrow, we're going to have Duke on here. Talk a little bit about the Texas game. He's from Texas, so we'll get him on, talk about that. And we're going to start diving into the Grambling game, expectations, what we want to see, the things we need to see get better. And yeah, that's it. No trivia question tonight. I'm sorry. It just ain't going to happen. We're already running over as it is.
Yeah.
So on that note, we appreciate your guys' support. Please hit that subscribe button on the Buckeye Boys, Buckeye Scoop as well. If you haven't, become a member over on Buckeye Boys, $1.99. Whatever goes into the channel gets put back out. You want a Washington ticket giveaway? If we make enough money on the channel to give another ticket away this year, I'm going to do it. Maybe we can make enough, to give away a playoff ticket or something like that. That'd be really cool. But we appreciate you guys for joining us. We love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.